Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno. I'm the founder of Real Men, Real Style. Today, gentlemen, I'm going to be giving you 9 tips on how to stop procrastinating. This is something that all of us face, all of us have to overcome, and hopefully if you can just follow or use a few of these tips, you're going to be able to overcome procrastination, you're going to be able to get done what you need to get done, and you're going to live a better life. All right, before we get into this, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way these videos come right to you. In addition, if you like this, if you find it useful, please click on the like button. And if you've got something to add, let me see you down in the comments. Guys, I get down there, I interact with people, I answer your questions, or I refer you to other websites that can answer the questions. And of course, I'm supporting this with an article over at Real Men, Real Style. I'll link to the article, and that article will go into a lot more detail than what I cover here in the video. So, tip number 1 on procrastination, getting past it, is understand that being busy is not the same as being effective. So many of us, and I was just reading a study how they talked about, okay, would you rather lose your smartphone or be sat in a room and you had to actually think for a while? Most people, I mean, they were scared to death of this. And I don't know, if you think about it, I think that's pretty scary. That so many of us, we just want to stay busy. We want to stay entertained. We want to always be doing something, but yet we don't want to take a second to think about, who we are, why are we here, and where are we going? Now, maybe that's a bit deep. And me being a philosophy major, yes, I was a philosophy major in undergrad, I have thought about those questions, and I think they're pretty important for you to have a solid base and foundation of who you are before you're able to get much done in life, in my opinion. But so many of us just want to stay busy, and we somehow think that if we're running on that treadmill, we're going to get somewhere. Think about that. You're running on a treadmill. You're running on a hamster wheel. It doesn't mean that you're going anywhere. You can be running really fast and thinking that you're getting a lot done, but busy does not mean effective. So figure out who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going, okay? All right, so point number 2, prioritize. Now, prioritize is taking everything that you've got out there and putting it in order and realizing that you're not going to be able to get done everything on your to-do list. And I'll talk about to-do lists here in a second, but I'm a big fan of the Eisenhower matrix. And the Eisenhower matrix forces you to have the urgent and the non-urgent along with the important and not important, and it's forces you to look at them because there's many things in our lives which are not important but seem to be urgent, aka social media. And then there are things which are not urgent but are very important, such as spending time with those that mean the most in our lives. And you're going to find, this whole year flew by for me. And I'm very happy to say that since I've been, putting this stuff down, that yes, spending time with my kids, taking to the pool every single Sunday, especially my 2 daughters. I've got 3 daughters, but 2 of them are only, at an age where I can take them to the pool. My son, he goes swimming in the mornings with me, and he really doesn't want to go in the afternoons just to go to the play pool. But I know that 2 years ago, this wasn't on my list of priorities. It should have been. And I really, didn't do this with my son, but I'm not going to miss this opportunity with my daughters. Make sure you prioritize what's important in your life. All right, so point number 3, schedule. Do not have a to-do list. Now, you can have a to-do list, and I've got one, and it has about, 400 things on it, and that is overwhelming, and I'm not going to get to probably item number 399 or even item number 200. I constantly am writing down ideas, putting it on my to-do list, but I realize if it's not scheduled, it's not going to happen. So go through and schedule things to actually get them done. Go through your calendar. I'm a big fan of using a calendar, whether it be Google Calendar, Outlook, or whatever it is you're going to use, but schedule the time to actually get done what you need to make happen in your life. And that goes for both business and personal. So I actually have an entire day that I schedule aside. It's a family day, and other people can't come in there and make appointments with me. That is scheduled time for my family. So point number 4 is detailed breakouts. So this is related to the scheduling and why I say don't do the to-do. The to-do, you can see something and it looks really short, but that may take 24 hours of work. Versus if you actually have a detailed breakout, especially when you're scheduling it out and you give it the time that is needed, that's really important because you're not going to be disappointed. Oftentimes we feel this burden, or my wife and I call them rocks. Basically these things on our to-do list or that we've scheduled that just don't get done. And you feel like it's a rock on your chest. The way to eliminate those rocks is to give them enough time. And another trick with detailed breakouts is to make sure that you give yourself margin. Also, give yourself and put limits there. So my day, doesn't normally start before 8 a.m. and it ends at 5 p.m. I know for many people are like, well, I've got to work more. I've got to do more. Well, let me tell you that your attention, you've got a limited amount of focus that you can put in. And studies have shown this. They've done some studies with chocolate chip cookies, basically putting people in a room with chocolate chip cookies. And yes, I have a point here. But they had to resist eating the chocolate chip cookies, and then they were asked to do a task or take a test afterwards. But the people that were told not to touch the chocolate chip cookies couldn't perform as well in the test because they had already used up a lot of their willpower not touching those very tasty chocolate chip cookies. The point is you've only got so much time in a day to stay focused. So make sure in your detailed breakout you have limits on when your day begins, when your day ends. You give yourself margin and you allot the right amount of time. So number 5, and this again is building off point number 4, is do what is important first. Brian Tracy talked about this in Eat the Frog. At the beginning of the day, get done what needs to be done. I shoot videos at the beginning of the day because if I try to save them to the end of the day, and yesterday I was trying to shoot some videos at the end of the day, didn't happen. Spent 2 hours, stayed here late, and got frustrated. But here I am back in the morning. I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm able to get done. I'm the only person in my company that can shoot these videos at this point. So it's very important that I do this, and I put it at the beginning of the day. Boom, it happens. I've got plenty of energy, plenty of attention. I'm able to make the important things, do them first, schedule them at the beginning of your day. Okay, so point number 6 is hold yourself accountable. Now, we're not always going to be able to hold ourselves accountable. That requires a lot of self-discipline, but it can be that you sign yourself up for something, or maybe you find an accountability partner. Maybe I've talked before about how my son going to the gym in the morning, he's my accountability partner. I have another gentleman who I call twice a week, and he holds me accountable. We talk with each other, we do it for each other, and we talk about what we're going to do in our business in a set amount of time, and he makes sure that I do it. Another way to hold yourself accountable is to sign up for a contest or an event. Number 7 is to reward yourself. So the example I use and the one I love is whenever I go to the gym in the morning, even if I just put my foot into the gym, the reward is that I can go into the hot tub. I love the hot tub at the gym. You've got to find something in your life that you really want to reward yourself with. It can be something small, it can be something large, but make sure that you focus and you do have the small rewards, because you don't want to have something that's so far out like, okay, if I go to the gym every day for the next year, I'm going to reward myself with, I don't know, a brand new car. I think a pretty nice reward. But that is so far away, and it's a big reward. Think about it. You want to have something that you have at least every day. Well, I would say at least once a week, but I would prefer you to break it up into much smaller rewards and build off that. Okay, so point number 8 is to consider, and this is these last two are going to be a little bit more advanced, is to consider paying for help. And what do I mean by this? Well, it could be the accountability partner, but it could be that you hire someone to come and assist you to get the job done. I can tell you, if I've got a gentleman who comes in and he does the editing for my videos. And Thomas, I know you're out there watching this video, and thank you very much. You've done a great job. But one of the things with Thomas is that I pay him no matter what. So if you're going to go to the gym and you've paid your coach to show up no matter what, even if you don't show up, you've already paid them, you bet you're going to be there. And the same way with Thomas. He's doing these videos for me, and I'm going to pay him the same amount every month, whether or not I get him a certain number of videos or not. So I'm motivated to get those videos done. Okay, so number 9 is maybe go public with what you're going to do. I've done this at Real Men Real Style, and it's helped hold me accountable. But the great thing is you don't have to have a company. You can use social media. You can just tell your friends and family that you're going to achieve this. And part of this is it's a little bit of a stick. So I've talked about the reward, but you knowing that you could possibly let other people down or that they would look at you negatively has a very strong effect and motivation on us getting things done. So those are the 9 tips. Go check out the article at Real Men Real Style. I go into a lot more detail there. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.